may be heading into the train station. So first of all, we appreciate your patience today. We know sometimes train schedules get held up and stuff, especially when you're dealing with a steam locomotive that's 400 tons trying to come down from Cleveland. So appreciate your patience today. My name is Bobby Dinkins. I'm the Vice President of Development for the Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad. We want to welcome you to this truly exciting day, not only for the Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad, but also for all the visitors of this wonderful national park here, and also for all of our Northeast Ohio community. This truly is a treasure here, Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad, the national park, for all Northeast Ohio and all of our visitors that come from outside this region. For more than 45 years, Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad has been the steward of a declining mode of transportation that today still captures the hearts and minds of many. Adventures and memories are created every day as visitors experience the mystique and magic of the golden age of train travel within the present beauty and wonder of Ohio's only national park. Today, we celebrate these historic rail cars that you will see here shortly, and the golden age of train travel as they've made their way into the national park. It's been a long trip for these cars. It started back in 1948. They made their way across the country starting last Monday in Los Angeles. They passed through 9 states en route to Ohio's only national park. Our capital campaign started with a vision. Today is one of those visions that's happening here shortly. The one gentleman that I'd like to introduce to you today had a vision more than 45 years ago. He, along with a group of private citizens sharing a vision to preserve passenger rail, created the Cuyahoga Valley Line. The organization was later named the Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad. CVSR began daytime excursion passenger train service through the Cuyahoga Valley between the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo and Hell Farm and Village. By 1977, train service extended from right here at Rockside Road in Independence south to Quaker Square in Akron. He is the founder of the Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad. If it weren't for him, we may not be here today. Please give a warm welcome to Siegfried Burling. We got the pleasure of traveling with Siegfried, a group of about 19 of us, started in Los Angeles last Monday, and we were pleased to have the founder of the railroad join us for that excursion across the country. So Siegfried, welcome today. We also have a number of honored guests that we'd like for you to meet. We have a number of our CVSR board members with us. Please welcome Amanda Smith, over here. We also have Clark Van Dyke, Matt Ridings, Peter Burling, Jim Verost, and Fred Clark, who is the co-chair of our capital campaign, and the other co-chair, unfortunately, cannot be with us today, and that's Mr. Russ Warren. We'd also like you to meet the mayor of the Village of Peninsula. He's with us today. Please welcome Mr. Doug Mayer. Where's the mayor? And also, I'm not sure if he's here or not, the mayor of the City of Independence, Anthony Tagliati. Yeah, Anthony, thanks for coming out today. Right now, I'd like to introduce somebody who is very familiar with the railroad. He's been a board member since 2014. He's been the CVSR's chairman of the board since 2016. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Ray Labuda. Ray?
I hear the train, so when the whistles blow, I'll quit. Steam and Zephyr, does it get any better? Really not. And I'd like to welcome you all to joined us today. And I see the staff paid no stoppage on detail. This is supposed to be a microphone from the same era. But like Bobby said, in 1972, this railroad was formed. It services the valley, and certainly the partnership with the park has been very important. And we started off to encourage and promote ridership into the parks and specifically to the Hell Farm. But doing that growth, a lot of other things have happened. Things like the Steam in the Valley, which we're doing this weekend, fall colors, education programs, and of course our iconic Polar Express, which everybody in Northeast Ohio values. Those are just to mention a few of the things, but the railroad is so much more than just 22 staff people doing this work for a not-for-profit railroad. Last year, 2017, this railroad had about 1,900 volunteers providing about 105,000 hours of work. Earlier this year, we went over the million mark in volunteer hours since 1999. This isn't just a railroad, this is a community, a Northeast Ohio institution. In 2017, we had about 214,000 passengers, and the ridership has exploded over the past 7 years or 10 years with a 70% increase. The membership in our railroad has also doubled over the past 3 years. So it's more than just the trains. But this hasn't been done without challenges. We've had financial challenges, operation challenges, service challenges, and while we're working on these, and several years ago we embarked on a program to improve our quality in every one of these areas. And I think one of the evidence of that is with the Zephyrs that you're going to be seeing shortly. It's a great opportunity for us to improve CVSR, but it's also something that this organization is able to preserve an American train ride experience that you're not going to find around very much longer, and it's great for us to be bringing it into Ohio. This isn't the beginning of the railroad nor the end. It's sort of our middle effort, and I'm very proud to be part of introducing these keystones of our organization to you, and I'd like to thank you very much for joining with us in this celebration.
Thank you, Ray, and thank you for your service to CVSR. Next, I'd like to introduce to you, he's been the superintendent of Cuyahoga Valley National Park since May of 2014. You know, we have an amazing partnership with the National Park, and Craig and his staff work diligently with our staff to make this operation work so flawlessly and stuff. So please welcome the superintendent of the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. He may get upstaged here, I don't know, but please welcome Mr. Craig Kenkel. Craig?
Wow, perfect timing. So, on behalf of the National Park Service, I want to express congratulations to the Board of Directors, the staff, Joe, the CEO, the volunteers on this amazing, amazing achievement. The California Zephyrs, as well as Locomotive 765, are iconic artifacts of a bygone era. But today they also become more than that. They become symbols of the future of Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad, and they also become symbols of the great partnership that the National Park Service has with CVSR. This partnership, the formal partnership between our two organizations, started 30 years ago. And as Ray mentioned, CVSR has grown in capacity and professionalism and leadership and service to the visitors to Cuyahoga Valley National Park, and we see that continuing. The National Park Service is very committed to this partnership, and we look forward to the new standard that these railroad cars and CVSR will start for visitor experiences in Cuyahoga Valley National Park. So I think it's about time for me to step out of the way. Yeah? But thank you again. Congratulations.
All right, before I introduce our next guest speaker, we want to just take a moment to watch what's happening here. History is made. The nickel plate 765, bringing in the historic California Zephyr cars to Ohio's only national park. Let's take a moment to watch this. And there they are, the stars of today's show. The Silver Solarium, the Silver Lariat, the Silver Rapids. And right behind me, the Silver Peak. There they are, ladies and gentlemen, historic California Zephyr cars. All right, next I'd like to call up a gentleman whose vision really helped shape this purchase of the California Zephyr cars through our capital campaign. And with his vision and also the board's vision, today really him and the board made this possible. So please welcome the president and CEO of the Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad, Mr. Joe Mazer.
Thanks, Bobby. I'll tell you what, I've never been so excited in all of my career to be able to see the 765 bring these cars into the valley. When we started the discussion of bringing the cars into the valley, we wanted them to come in under the steam power of the 765, and it wasn't going to work out. Well, it turned out that it was the only way to bring them in, and you are the first ones to see them come into the valley. So this is a really, really special day for all of us. And I tell you what, I've got some notes here, and I'm going to try to follow them, but I'm excited as you are. We all want to get on those cars. We want to see them. So let me hit a couple of points here and talk a little bit about the capital campaign. The capital campaign was started in late 2016, and it is the first ever capital campaign for the Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad, and it was put together to enhance and preserve our fleet. It is a $5 million capital campaign. We were nearly half the way through this, and early on we were met with success from individuals and also foundations. So I want to recognize, not individually but all together, please give a hand to all of the folks that have given to our supported the cause so far. Beyond the individuals and the foundations that gave to the cause of bringing these cars in and all of the other things I'll mention in a second, we've also had community leaders step up and be a part of our capital campaign. Some of them are honorary chairs and committee members. So together we're going to forge forward and complete the capital campaign and reach our $5 million plus goal. So the capital campaign had originally a California Zephyr car, one dome dining car. And as you can see, we got a lot more bang for our buck here. We've got 2 dome dining cars with full kitchens, and they're just going to be an enormous asset to us so that we can create different events and give our customers and people visiting Northeast Ohio a new and improved experience. So that is the California Zephyrs, the dome dining car. The next is the edutainment car. Edutainment car is something that we've created that we found from the need of our customers, that people bring their kids on the train and they get a little bit bored looking out the windows, and so this edutainment car is going to entertain kids, and we're basically going to bring the park into the car with some interactive activities, and it's kind of a rolling children's museum. So that's another component of the capital campaign, and we're hoping that car is complete before the end of 2019. The next component is an 88 dining car. That 88 dining capabilities for us right now is 1 coach car with a lift on it, and we want people with that are in wheelchairs that are able to get onto our dining cars. So we're going to take an existing dining car and convert it into an ADA accessible car. And the last is fleet preservation. I'm trying to go as fast as I can so we can get over there. The fleet preservation is something that's very important to us, and there's a big component of the capital campaign in fleet preservation, and that's everything from HVAC, heating, ventilating, and air conditioning, to restrooms, to upgrades, to all of our cars, and to preserve these cars. You know, we are fortunate that the cars that just rolled in were preserved by 3 gentlemen that are here today, and I'd like to recognize them if they are around, and that would be Roy Woolidge. Come on up, Roy. Bert Herming and Al Bishop. These gentlemen preserved these cars decades ago, and we are so happy that they were willing to allow us to take these cars and bring them into the national park. So please give a big hand. So we're committed to preserving, and you can hang with me if you'd like. I'm about done. We're committed to preserving and improving our fleet so that visitors from Northeast Ohio and around the world enjoy historic train travel, and they can do that right here in the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. We are so blessed to have this rail 26 miles within the national park. It is just a treasure that, you know, from what we're doing and the media exposure we've received, we're going to get more visitors and more riders. And so this is just the beginning of the capital campaign. Watch as we continue to announce different steps and where we're going. And please, if you haven't been a part of what we're doing, please join us and be a part of moving this capital campaign forward. With that, I will turn it over to Bobby to talk a little bit about how we're going to ribbon cut and get on these cars. But thank you for coming out today. This is truly, truly a very, very monumental day for the Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad and the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. So thank you.
All right, thanks, Joe. I'm going to invite all of our board members and Joe to grab a pair of scissors. We're going to have a ribbon cutting ceremony here. As they go towards their stations, I want to give a little bit of background. The first car that you saw heading down there is the Silver Lariat. The Silver Lariat was built in 1948 by the Budd Company for the Burlington Northern Railroad as a dome coach for service on the California Zephyr line. There's a large dining lounge area that seats 42 passengers, 36 at tables, and is equipped with a full bar. From this room, passengers can access the Vista Dome above, which provides panoramic views and seating for an additional 24 passengers at tables. A unique feature of this train car is the Pony Express, a restored original mural by Mary Louise Lauser that was commissioned by the Burlington Railroad when the car was built. That's the Silver Lariat, which is the first car down here on the end. We're going to have you guys go ahead and get to your stations. Yep. The next car was the Silver Solarium as they take their spots here. The Silver Solarium was built in 1948 by the Budd Company for the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad. It was one of the 6 dome sleeper observation cars specifically built for the California Zephyr line. Ownership of the car was transferred to Amtrak in 1970